Kurt, great to see you again.
Good seeing you, Craig.
QYOU recently reported revenue up 156% for the first 9 months of 2022, with consecutive quarters of record growth, Q2 and Q3. What is driving this exceptional performance?
Well, I think really it's that we're firing on all cylinders as a business right now. We have three specific business units, two in India, one here in the US. All of them are achieving record revenue growth. All of them are building their business portfolios. On the channel side in India, we went from having one channel in 2021 to having 5 channels now in 2022. We've launched our own direct app, QPlay. We've recently acquired Maxim Tech, a casual gaming company in India. So we have a lot of things that are happening there that are building that growth. Chatterbox, our influencer marketing business in India, continues to grow and add new clients like HP and Procter & Gamble. And here in the US, we've added gaming companies, automotive companies. So we continue to see all three businesses drive growth through more and more customers and more opportunity for us. And we expect that to continue dramatically over the coming years.
Kurt, how far can you take this whole thing? I mean, how big is the market opportunity for this expanding network of entertainment offerings?
Well, I mean, I would argue the sky's the limit. I mean, I think what we're building here is kind of a next generation media company. If you look at the traditional media businesses that grew off the growth of cable and satellite, off of the home video industry, more recently off of the paid streaming models, we're kind of a next generation version of that. We're building off the excitement and the viewership that revolves around short form video content, off of what's taking place on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram today. And we would argue that these are the platforms that already are mainstream, but that are going to drive a media business like ourselves to really excel and exceed. And when you combine that with what is in India, India is the youngest country in the world. 850 million people, 35 and under, 650 million people, 25 or under. So you're talking about twice the population of the United States that's 25 years of age or younger. We see the combination of that and the world of social video being potent for growth. We're not the only ones who see that. And we think we're going to ride that wave very, very successfully on a go-forward basis.
Kurt, that revenue has been ramping up. How is it happening? In other words, what's the business model and how does QYOU Media make money?
Well, we're big believers that especially young people today, and even more so in India, the right price point for them is free. That's what attracts younger people. They're used to getting a lot of their entertainment content for free. And we're following that model. We are ad supported currently. We have now 77 major advertisers in India and another 25 plus among our influencer businesses. So we've got over 100 blue chip brands, everybody from Procter & Gamble, Unilever, Coke, Pepsi, Amazon, Google, you name it, that are spending money with content that we're publishing now. And so we're big believers that growth is going to continue. We also recently had an acquisition of a small gaming company in India called Maxim Tech. We haven't even started with that yet, but we think there's a tremendous number of opportunities around monetization of gaming content on mobile devices. That can include a direct monetization of that with prizes and money. So we see a huge opportunity ahead of us in terms of the growth of the business from a revenue perspective.
QYOU has assembled a world-class leadership team. Tell us about your background as well as some of the other key players on your team.
Well, you can see part of my background in the background behind me. I was very involved. Unfortunately, I'm old enough to have been very involved as one of the creators of many of the videos people saw in the 80s and 90s, back when MTV was, I would argue, kind of the voice of a generation of youth. We look at what's happening in the world of social video today to be that same thing. And our management team, from our board of directors, which includes people like Andy Kaplan, who ran all of Sony's television business globally for 20 years, Steve Beeks, who spent 20 years with Lionsgate, which I would argue is one of the leading companies in terms of youth-oriented content in the movie and television space. We've got those people behind us, and in addition, a management team of people that are just stellar reputations and resumes from the world of traditional broadcast media, digital media, and on. So we think we've got a great team to build this with. We're now almost 200 people across the board in the company, and we're really prepared for strong growth in 2023 and beyond at this point.
In summary, Curt, what is the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in QYOU Media right now?
Well, I think there's a number of reasons. I mean, the first thing is we feel that we're just massively undervalued at this point in terms of the revenue trajectory we're on. We reach 125 million people with our products in India every week, with the number of advertisers we have, with all of that. But I think also when you look at the big boys, the Googles, the Amazons, the Microsofts, the Netflix that are pouring billions of dollars into their businesses in India because they know how much growth is going to happen there. That's not a pure play like we are. We're a pure play for some investors that see the opportunity for growth that's going to certainly occur in India on a go-forward basis. And we're amazingly well positioned to be driven not only just by our revenue, but by the fan base of young Indians that we've been growing over the last 2 years. So if someone believes in the Indian market and what's going to happen there, which I think a lot of people do and will if they start to pay attention to it, we're an incredibly great opportunity for them to participate in that.
It's a great story, Curt. Thanks for being with us today.
Okay, good seeing you again, Craig.